Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's go. On this episode, we catching up with my guy Keith. We talking about everything from NBA playoffs, Dillon Brooks getting let go by Memphis, the writers' strike, all that. Plus, we're going to talk about Joe Biden's new plan to compensate us when your flight gets canceled. Also, Eboni K. Williams made some comments, and then she doubled down on them. Ed Sheeran wins in court against Marvin Gaye's family. All that and a lot more. It's Perfect Talk, baby. What's good, Josh? Your man, DJ Playboy, back with another episode of the Perfect Talk podcast, man. And on this episode, he is back. It's my guy, my partner, my
girl.
Bro.
Scream like I'm Keith.
What's going on, brother?
Chilling. Feeling good, man. How you?
Been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. Without a podcast to step to, you know what I mean? Life is good, man. I got no complaints, man. You know what I mean? I guess I could complain, but I don't know. Like, I'm not a big complainer, man. I look at things in the what is it, the macro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, anything I have to complain about is light. So I can't.
Definitely, man. Yeah.
You on your side though, man? How's everything, man? I know last time we spoke to you, you know what I mean? You was fresh on the 2-kid plan. You know what I mean? How's that been working out?
Fucking me up. But maintaining through it or whatever. Just gotta make sure you structure your shit right.
Man, I love
time management is premium.
I love when people answer parenting questions, but it ain't the happy shit. Time of my life, man. Loving it. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, man.
I got kids, man. Come on.
Because if you told like your deepest, truest feelings, most parents, it'd be some fucked up dark shit. So that's why they always gotta be, it's a struggle, but it's all worth it. I would do it 10 times over. Yeah, nigga, you tell me you have 20 kids? You got 20 kids under the age of 2? Is that what you're telling me? Nah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I love the kids, but some, parts of the job is tough. It's shit that, nobody wants to clean shit, but that's like part of the gig.
Yeah. Nah, it's true, man. It's people don't talk about that part. I wish that part was publicized more. Like the shit cleaning and I'm at the age now where now like I'll get a phone call, you know what I mean, of something she did at school or something at the boy, and I'm like, come on, man. Come on, it's a Thursday. You gonna make me parent on a Thursday night?
The gig is crazy because like your natural reaction, like from life, like your life before you had a kid, like you're fucking up, man. But like that's your thoughts, but what comes out is, all right, honey, what happened? You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, like your brain is like, yo, I can't fucking believe this shit. But then your parent voice comes out, all right, let's see how we can get through this.
Yeah. And I learned that the hard way. Like, you got to make the mistakes, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like, all right, but that shit don't work. Like, damn, Danny Tanner was on to some shit. You know what I'm saying? I was saying, I did a podcast the other day. Shout out to Minority Plus One. And I said that on there, like, you really got to be full house in it. Like, I thought that was just some, you know what I mean, made for TV shit. It's like, nah, I guess that's what we got to do nowadays, bro.
Yeah, man.
No, that wasn't nobody's reality back in the day, though.
Yeah, man. Like, it's, my kids are real young. My older son, he got strength and a physical ability now. Like, he ain't wrestling me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if he slaps me, it hurts. But that's some shit he thinks he should do. Cause he's not fully verbal yet, so I don't know what he's thinking. But like when I look at shit, like I feel as if like he's saying, "Yo, this would be a good idea. I slap the shit out of my father right now and just slap me."
Well, he slap you arm, leg,
face, arm, whatever he can reach. So if I'm down with, like if he's sitting on my lap, he can reach my face, so he'll just slap me. It's usually like if he's sleepy or something like that, or he's frustrated, but like he'll be doing something. Then all of a sudden he just slapped me. Like there's no build up to it. So like my first reaction, yo, what the? But then like I stop, like I cut it off and like, oh, all right. Then you have to touch daddy gently. Touch daddy gently. But in my brain, I'm like, yo, this dude just it's like, yo,
slapped the shit out of me.
He slapped the shit out of yo. And it just wakes up something out of you from when before I had any kids. I'm like, yo, somebody slapped the shit out of me. It's like the Eddie Murphy joke when he can't remember which special it was, but he was like, like a kid kick you in your nuts.
Oh yeah,
right? Like you holding somebody else, can they kick you in the nuts? But y'all should toss this motherfucker.
That's the thing with parenting too. Is it's not like most things in life. I think you go 100% hate. Like even your job, you like the job pays me, but other than that, this shit whack. You know what I'm saying? It's like kids, right when you're ready to be on their 100% hateful shit about it, they'll do some shit that just you don't even know that type of corny shit will make you happy. Like me, I told my daughter had a Batman shirt on today, so I wore the Batman shirt when I picked her up, and she was excited, and I was just like, man.
I forgive you for tossing milk at the teacher. It's all worth it.
I know one day I might show up with the matching shirt. You're like, come on, Dad. Like,
you gotta appreciate it now because exactly. What's she about 10 now?
8, turning 9.
Yeah. Them times are gonna come fast, man. Think about it. Think about what you did 5 years ago. Now think about 5 years from now. She'll be 13.
I said, let me commemorate the moment. Let's take some pictures. Let's get these selfies in while you still want to take them.
Word up.
Nah, man, but it's been a minute since we spoke to my guy Keith, man, and I ain't going front, man. I'm Keith. I'm lazy, man, so that I catch up with Keith here. I don't speak. I mean, we speak on the group chat and all that. We have a couple group chats, but for the most part, I catch up with Keith, and that's taking me to my favorite segment right now, catching up with Keith. Sing it. Been so long.
Catching up with Keith.
It's been a minute since we spoke, and just gonna bring some things up that happened in the past couple of weeks, just to get my man Keith's opinion on it. There's some shit out here happening. Let's talk basketball. NBA playoffs been real exciting, man. And before we start to get into the minutia of the teams that are in it right now, I want to talk about the Dillon Brooks thing. Now, Dillon Brooks played for the Grizzlies. They were playing against the Lakers, first round?
That's crazy you said it in the past tense, but go ahead. Just to show
foreshadowing, right?
In the last couple of weeks.
But they played against the Lakers first round. They came up against a giant, and my man LeBron. Dillon Brooks from early on, right, did heavy shit talking. I don't know much about Dillon Brooks, but the one thing I did know about Dillon Brooks is he talks a lot of shit. Like, cause I remember Draymond had an issue with him early in the season. I forgot who else. Somebody else had gotten into it with him. Didn't Shannon Sharp get into it with him?
Shannon Sharp. that kind of was the impetus, with Dillon Brooks, and I know Shannon Sharp wanted to smoke with everybody except what's
Steven Adams,
the Kiwi dude. Yeah, Steven Adams.
But then my thing with the Dillon Brooks thing. So then he's popping a lot of shit to LeBron, and I don't think he did anything that was that egregious, other than he punched him in the nuts one time. That was a little wild, and that looked on purpose.
By the way, man, the basketball this year, I don't know what the pandemic of getting nut injuries. It's the weirdest. It's the weirdest thing. Like, mad dudes just got nut injuries.
Some random shit, right?
Random shit, son. I can't remember who did the play. I seen a dude, but I think PJ Tucker. I can't remember who it was.
Did James Harden do it?
Somebody spun around, but like incidentally, like they were here, but they said, let me just do a 780 spin. They didn't have the ball in their hand, it just spun, but the arm came through like a fucking pendulum, like the rides that be swinging niggas around. and just connected with somebody's nuts. I was like,
I seen that, and I remember that when I was like, if that was on purpose, that nigga nice.
yo, that's some shit. That's some MMA shit when the one dude was doing the fucking kung fu in his past life and just do some spinach and connect. That's what it was like. It was like a direct scrotal hit, like all vas deferens. Didn't hit nothing else. It's all hit up sackage, bro.
Nah, man. Yeah, Dillon Brooks is wild for that. And then, what did he say in the press conference? I like to poke the bear. LeBron's old, this and that, and I don't respect you till you drop 40 on me. And LeBron did. LeBron did everything that the man said he couldn't do. The man
beat him by 40.
Yep, said he couldn't go to the left. LeBron closed the game going to the left. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, but then Dillon Brooks was let go. And in a weird way, right? Like, Memphis made a statement like, under no circumstances will he be coming back to the Memphis Grizzlies. And I'm just like, for what? Like, maybe he was an issue all season. Like I said, I wasn't paying that much attention to him. But I'm like, you supposed to
Like I don't know. I respect it. Like I think there's a difference between shit talking. Like I think there's like just shit talkers or the Adrian Broners. Maybe we'll put Dillon Brooks in that category who talk shit but don't back it up. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the Muhammad Ali's, there's the Michael Jordans, there's you know what I'm saying? Maybe Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? You might throw him in there too because he was popping a lot of shit, but he backed it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's another level of if you're gonna do the shit talking thing, make sure you could come with it and back it up. And I don't think everybody can. But I'm like, I don't blame Dillon Brooks for like bucking up to LeBron. You supposed to. All that reverence and stuff, save that for like when we shake your hands when the series is done. You know what I mean? And I think he's being like punished on some like he woke up the beast. LeBron was gonna do that anyway. He wasn't going out to the first round of y'all niggas. Like, but now you're not supposed to give people what is it? What they call bulletin board?
The bulletin board material.
Yeah, exactly. But come on, I don't know. Like I'm like, if the man was scrappy, if he served his purpose all season, if you think he did something when Ja was acting wild, then whatever. But it's like I don't know how you feel about Dillon Brooks being let go.
Well, firstly, he's supposed to be a professional. So just like at your job, you do weird shit and you not like you're good, like you good at your job. Like you clock in, you might show up on time. You know, maybe you have a couple latenesses a year, not bad. But at the same time, you in the lunchroom saying, "Yeah, nigga, I will get a raise. I'm getting promoted next week. I'm poking bears out this bitch, y'all." The boss is gonna hear that and be like, "Yeah, he annoying, man. Let's fire him."
You gotta be the one to go, right? He the cancer.
Right? It wasn't the LeBron thing was just the straw on the camel's back. Like that's all that was. But I think they probably would have let him go anyway. Wasn't this a contract year? Like
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think Dillon Brooks thought he was Draymond Green. Like he's not quite nice. He probably look at Draymond Green like, "Oh, he can't shoot. He got no offense. He got no layup package." But he doesn't
assist though.
Exactly. He got assists. He got mad defense. Dillon Brooks' defense is pretty good, but it's like he probably just went too far. Like he probably looked, he'd be like, "Yo, I'm nicer than Patrick Beverley," but I feel as if Patrick Beverley be getting traded like crazy.
That's true. That's true. But people want him.
People want him.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I'll take him.
Yeah. Why not? So Dillon Brooks might get a gig like that. Like, yeah, why not? We need some intensity in here. Let's just sign him on a 1 year. Or
you think that's gonna happen? Because what the rumor is, he overseas, right? Niggas is like, you going?
I thought that was just a joke.
Yeah. But that's what people are popping. But because he hasn't been picked up yet, right? But it's still playoffs. So everybody's still finishing their season.
Yeah, it's still playoffs. He's not that hot.
That's why I thought it was so weird that Memphis said that. Like, why you gotta embarrass him like that?
I thought that was like, but I thought that was like, like a Woj, one of them cats, like kind of reporting something a conversation that they had with a front office person. Like they released that statement. Like,
but I think that was their official quote from the Memphis.
Oh, that's
Grizzlies.
official.
Yeah, under no circumstances. That's what everybody was quoting.
Yeah, I heard. But yeah, man, like Dillon Brooks, watch if he does come back to the NBA. Hopefully, this humbles him a little bit. As well as that conversation that LeBron had with him, because that was some old daddy shit. Like if you diss a dude on some competitive basketball shit, I don't know if you got the quote in front of you or whatever. If you find it, man, just cut me off. But LeBron came to him on some. You think LeBron be like, "Yo, I'm gonna bust that ass"? Nah, my man said some shit like, "Hey, man, you being unprofessional and you just joking around, you goofing around, man." Tighten it
serious
up.
Shit.
Some serious shit. Some serious shit. And he did that shit to the Grizzlies before. Like somebody's talking shit to him. He didn't even say, "Yo, I'm LeBron James. I'll bust that ass." He was like, "Yo, man, just a year ago, you were fighting to stay in the league, man. Humble yourself."
What he said, "I'm not here for the shit" or some shit like that, or "I'm not here for the fuck shit" or whatever. But you know, LeBron always talks like this.
Yeah,
he ain't talk like that.
He ain't talk like that time because he was
for the public to see.
He was admonishing him. Yeah. If you get admonished, like getting admonished on some old daddy shit, like that shit hurt, man. If you trying to just joke around with somebody and they get for real, but not angry, but like just they say, "But hey, man, you right now you just talking out of your insecurities right now. You may want to work that out. You may want to go to therapy. You may want to consider it, man." You be like, "Yo, man, I said your head big as shit, and you going to hit me with that? Damn, bro."
That's a good man. That's good mental jujitsu though, son. When you come in ready to fight somebody, and this nigga coming with the yo, I'm concerned for you, bro.
I'm concerned for your well-being, bro. Like your career right now, I don't know about it. It's not certain. You're pretty good. You have potential. No, this kind of thing will get you fired. Actually, it will get you fired. It's just this is game 4. Catch me in about a week. Let's see what happens.
What are your thoughts about the playoffs otherwise? What do you think got this?
Well, this year is it's amazing how even the NBA got, meaning that
Parity, right?
the parity that you're bringing out the SAT words.
You know what I'm saying? I watch ESPN,
nigga. The parity is dope, man. Because remember, I think the age of the super team is done. Especially, I heard the NBA is putting out some kind of rule where like cap, but like it's like a hard cap, like you can't pass. Now you could pass it, but you got to pay a tax.
Pay the luxury.
It was something like that, and like it would take away the ability for teams to like sign like more than 2 max players or something to that effect. But it's ending up that way anyway. When you look at any team, the most they have is 2, and one of them is probably old.
Yeah,
KD and Devin Booker, LeBron James and AD. Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, and whoever is the second best player on that team. Like they really ain't no team at like 3 heavy hitters no more. But the big 3 shit was cool. So that's what I think of the playoffs. I mean, when you look at Miami Heat, man, I never seen no shit like that. Like just straight up. That coach is banana. They could take me and you. We could get at least to the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. Like they put us on the squad.
No, right?
It's still Spoelstra.
Still Spoelstra. Okay.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere, man. That's kind of dope.
Riley like this.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanna go to a team that has stability, you regardless of if they win a ring or not, Miami Heat's the place to go. Like that's
Death Row Records.
That's coming. That's Death Row Records. Eric Spoelstra, the Suge Knight of this shit for real, bro.
Well, when Jimmy Butler got injured in Game 1 against the Knicks, and they still and then was it Kyle Lowry just woke up. I was like, it's gonna be rough for the Knicks, bro.
Yo, son, Kyle Lowry. Just how long the playoffs been on? Like about 4 weeks.
Maybe if that
something like that.
Yeah.
5 weeks ago, this nigga was looking like Kenan Thompson. Now this dude is straight up looking like some Finals MVP potentially, bro.
He wakes up in the playoffs, man. He been there before. That's the power of experience, man. Yeah. But catching up with Keith next up, man. I know you watch a lot of television, you watch a lot of movies, dog. We got to talk about this writer's strike, man. What does that mean for some of your favorite shows and things that you got going on? If you don't know, the writers of Hollywood and television, movies, and things of that nature decided that they're not working no more. They want some new compensation. Y'all talking about the old royalty system where we was making money off of DVDs and selling it to syndicated other stations, where now we all streaming. Netflix ain't selling that to nobody. They're keeping it in the stash. That's a Netflix original. Prime is keeping it in the stash. Oh, and now we got this new AI thing around the corner. Yo, they was like, yo, promise us you ain't gonna have AI right there. They was like, I don't know about that. Y'all asking for some. He was like, we talk about the other shit, but this AI shit, we gotta keep at the pulse of that. Yeah, but so it's last strike lasted 100 days. I spoke about it on last episode, but what are your thoughts, man? Because you watch way more television and movies than I do. You in the culture. The last Batman I seen was Dark Knight.
Yeah, I mean that's a good place to stop, man. Because since that Dark Knight, I don't understand. Just to get off topic, but I'll get right back. But I don't understand what DC been doing with the Batman shit. That shit confusing as fuck.
Well, because they got different ownership now. It's the Tim Gunn is over there now, or whatever. Not Tim Gunn. So whatever that gun name, whatever the dude name.
I don't know who the fuck it is, but it was the dude from Goodwill Hunting. Then it's the nigga from what's the joint name with the vampires?
Twilight.
Yeah. And then Beetlejuice is back for the next one.
That's why I can't watch them, because I'm like, I want to stay in order. I don't know what's good. I'm like, is Ben Affleck in the Flash? Is Ben Affleck Batman, or is it Michael Keaton? Like, what's going on here?
You get an attachment to him, like you get an attachment to the superhero. So that's probably, I would imagine they probably got some decent contracts with insurance and all that type of shit to make sure that they there for the sequel. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Best Batman though, I think is still Bale, right? I think Christian Bale.
The best movies, yeah. I mean, most interesting Batman to me. I kind of like Ben Affleck. That's just most interesting, but the best like movies,
It gotta be Michael Keaton or Christian Bale. Michael Keaton was the first one was tough. That first Batman.
Yeah,
that was tough. Yeah.
Yeah,
Not to go on the
crazy.
Batman tangent because we might have to write the next one.
You know, they gonna go right on ZipRecruiter. Be like, yo, man, we need a damn writer.
Yo, but not, you know what I didn't think about? I wonder if Marvel and DC like this shit are kind of already written. Like, can't we just read this shit from the comic books?
Just copy and paste that bitch in the chat GPT and just write a script. Yo, it's possible, man. But as far as what it means for TV shows, I mean, that's like fire prestige TV, that shit that everybody try to see by, you know, if it is released on Sunday, everybody got to see it by Tuesday to make sure they don't miss the conversation or people don't spoil it.
Or your podcast, favorite podcast is going to spoil it.
Yeah, I don't know what that's going to do for shit like that. But as far as the average viewer, I think first of all, I think Netflix and just all the streaming is going to be, hey, y'all, we got the stash, baby. Like all the shit that you'll consider watching, but like your favorite show is coming back, so you put it on the sideline. Come to death row because we still got that. We still got Breaking Bad. You ain't see that shit when it was out. Come to death row. You ain't see fucking Better Call Saul. Come to death row. Martin, come to death row.
I was telling Nisha, I was like, podcasts might blow up now. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want something to watch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But come on, basically, them YouTube numbers go up. You know what I mean? It's crazy, and I think we're gonna see a rise in reality shows. Which unfortunately,
I can see that. I think they got writers too, but I'd imagine it's different. But I don't know how that.
They might just shape, but I mean, they shape the situations more so than
right.
Specific things where I guess you could call them a different title.
Right.
But I think like is you anti-gang if you help them out, right? If you like a writer director and they hear you still writing, niggas might run up on you.
Right, you be like a scab. So like, but actors who are also writers, but now most of their bread is from acting, they in a weird place, so I know they got to handle it politically. I'd imagine that people like that, they probably have like a meeting, like, oh, what we gonna do here?
All the talk shows just shut down. Like, damn, y'all just exposed all these niggas for being ghostwriters. Like, I thought you was funny, Jimmy Fallon. What happened?
Well, I think that's gonna be crazy. Like the talk shows, that'll be very interesting.
They're all black. I heard they're all blacked out. Everybody's on the blackout.
Oh, so it's effective. I don't ever watch late night.
I don't even know if SNL. What's his name was supposed to? Pete Davidson was supposed to come back to SNL this week. That was because he just had the HBO show drop. Yeah. So, but I don't even know if that's gonna happen.
So it's supposed to be like this coming weekend?
I believe so. Yeah, this weekend.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why my DVR didn't have an SNL because I know it's on hiatus for a little bit.
I think it's Lil Uzi Vert was the music guest. I don't know if it's still gonna happen or not.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, man.
Nah, it's hopefully they resolve it. You know what I mean? We ain't got no resolution for y'all, but y'all gotta figure that out. I mean, yeah, guess they trying to play them. Like if niggas ain't selling DVDs no. When's the last time you went and bought a DVD? Yeah. Walmart still got the big ass DVDs. I'm like, who's buying this?
Sometimes I be wanting to stake out right by the DVD shit. I'm like, who the fuck is buying this shit? Do research on this shit.
Y'all niggas is buying whole seasons of TV shows. Like, what are y'all doing?
Got a DVD player.
One season at a time, man. But Keith, let's get right into it, man. One of my favorite segments. I haven't done it with my guy Keith in a while. It's called Have You Heard? Just some things that happened in the past couple of weeks, man. I just want to know if you heard about it, what you might think about it, man. If you didn't know, have you heard? Marvin Gaye's family tried to sue Ed Sheeran. Said he stole the "Let's Get It On" flow for his song "Thinking Out Loud," which I don't know if you're familiar with "Thinking Out Loud," but I could kind of see where they're coming from.
I did hear about this, and this is, when they have lawsuits, it's tough, man. That's a rough one. I mean, on the one hand, I feel as if like I got to side of Marvin Gaye. I don't know the merits of the case, but it's Marvin Gaye, bro. Like I can't. Yeah, he's black, man. I can't lose my card out here. I can't be giving up my card out here. You know what I'm saying? I'll lose my barbershop name. But on the other hand, man, people suing like. I can't remember which lawsuit it was, but somebody said they never heard the song. It might have been the Ed Sheeran joint. Like he's never heard the song before.
It wasn't Robin Thicke? Because Marvin Gaye's family sued Robin Thicke and Pharrell.
Right. Somebody said they never heard. I doubt it was Robin Thicke and Pharrell because that's a popular song. Whatever.
Yeah. Was it what the joint was? Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what the original song was, but like it's But the I can't remember who it was. But anyway, somebody said, yo, I never heard this song. Like, this is just the vibe that came out. It's just a weird thing because it's music. Like, if it's not directly copied, but it's just got the same vibe, it's, I don't know, man. That's a rough one. It's like,
well, here's what makes things tricky. Ed Sheeran won the case, by the way. Yeah. You know how he won?
How?
My man did some television shit, bro. He played his guitar in court. Right?
That's some television shit. That's the last 5 minutes of the show.
Because I was like, why you bring your guitar to court, bro? Played his guitar in court. And then to show how, because he said basically, and I've heard this, I know you probably heard this because you played music. Most of the popular music in the past, I think 70 years, are like 5 different chord progressions. They all have the same, they like this, it's not that much difference between them.
Right.
So he was in court and he said something to the effect of basically 101 songs have the same sword sequence. And he's like, that's just the songs I know. And he really started doing some, thinking out loud, playing the shit. And then he did some like DJ shit where he just started blending other songs into the same flow.
That's dope, bro.
My man, Ed Sheeran went on some TV shit, bro.
I shouldn't be celebrating this shit because can't lose my card out there. But shit, that's like when that dude. You ever seen that video where the dude at sentencing he sang to the judge? He's like, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Sorry. Shit didn't work. Ed Sheeran said, all right, watch how this is done.
Watch how you do this.
Watch how you do this. That's, oh, wow.
Marvin Gaye family probably got up at the courtroom like, this nigga. This nigga ain't playing guitar. Yeah. That's some OJ shit. That's some like.
That's, I don't know.
You can't go back on that, bro. My man did 3 different songs.
Wow.
Yo, if I went to a bar and a nigga started playing like an Ed Sheeran song and then flowed into some next shit, I'm like, yo, tip this man. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be savage if he on his next tour he does that shit.
That
would be beast, bro. That would be some Dylan Brooks shit, like just rubbing it in their face. But you can back it up though. You like this Marvin Gaye? You like this shit? Y'all want to hear? Y'all want to hear Change Clothes by Jay-Z? Hear how similar this is?
Like, y'all want to hear Tupac Changes? Niggas is doing everything. But shout out to Ed Sheeran. But it might cause a weird precedent because a lot of people was winning copyright cases like that. And now niggas might show up with their DJ. And be like, yo, Jazzy Jeff hit that.
I was listening to a news podcast when I heard about that story, and I think it might be Sam Smith. Like when he makes a song or something like that, like he researches who it might sound like and like reaches out to that person just to get ahead of that type of thing. I can't remember who it was. Don't quote me on that, but it was interesting.
Smart, yeah, because somebody just gets you tied up in the court system. Now your royalties all going to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, you make less money, but it's almost like paying insurance.
Yeah, but I'm safe. You ain't running up on me. You know what I mean?
Right,
so yeah, it's like checking in when you go to LA or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Keith, have you heard Joe Biden is proposing a new plan for when flights are canceled or delayed? In the new plan, it looks like there would be a rebooking and refunding of the price of the ticket. Airline will cover other costs incurred by the travelers, such as hotels, meals, and ground transportation. And additionally, inconvenienced flyers will be entitled to a payment in the form of cash, miles, or travel vouchers. Now, you travel a lot for work and leisure, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I know them delays and stuff, cancellations got to be a bitch, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, do you see this actually happening? Does Joe Biden have the power to do that?
Is he doing it through like the FAA or something? I don't even know how that would work. I don't know.
He's linking up with my man Buttigieg because that's the transportation secretary, and they trying to propose something, which I think there should be something because it's like airlines just have an unfair advantage, bro. Like people literally...
sometimes they just do it like it almost feels, just my experience, like it feels as if since they don't have to, they're like, this is kind of inconvenient. Like if a pilot's late or not available, like fuck it, let's just cancel it. Or just little shit like a storm. Okay, it ain't safe to go out there, but there's other shit like
niggas showing up late. Come on, we can figure this out.
Yeah, just people showing up late or computer system is down, but they don't feel the pressure to improve their computer system so that type of thing doesn't happen. Like it's like it hurts, man. Like if you 6 hours of flight from home, whatever, thousands of miles away from where you live, and your flight's delayed, and it's because something silly, man. So, and then you got to pay, like, to that point, like sometimes you got to pay for that shit. Like you might have to check back into the hotel or whatever.
Exactly.
Like the airline doesn't always cover it.
Nah, it's right. It's just a proposal for now. But I definitely think it's going to change the way that things are going now. I remember during the pandemic, wasn't there like a employee pipeline shortage for pilots?
I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah,
so I don't know. The Economist, nigga. You got that Wall Street Journal subscription, man. When I scroll down, they made me pay. I only read the first half of a paragraph of every article. This nigga subscribe.
Well, why you think I'm asking? I seen the headline. I was like, all right, can't see the paywall. Fuck.
$18 for Apple News. I ain't paying the $5, man. But I see you say, yeah, this is worth it, man. I gotta know these current events out this bitch. Read the New Yorker.
Podcasting, damn it. Keith, man, are you familiar with Eboni K. Williams? She is a lawyer. She's also been on Real Housewives of one of them places. But if you don't know,
when you said that shit, the first image that popped in my mind was motherfucking Omar from The Wire. I'm like, I know Eboni K. Williams.
Oh, wait, was it Michael Williams or something like that, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying lack of sleep and shit. I'm just mixing
2 kids, man. Blame it on the 2.
Yeah.
But basically Eboni K. Williams had got herself into some hot water, so to speak, because she was speaking with Ayalda Van Zant. Is that her name? Yeah, look at that.
That's the one who be fixing people's lives or whatever.
Yeah. Basically, they were just having a conversation, and it was it went to the area, like, and I don't want to do this because what happened with Ebony was people, they took one section of the interview and they persecuted her for it. Now, why I think that's not unfair is because her network is the one who put the clip out. Right. But basically, in the clip, she was saying like
Ayanla's network.
No, Eboni
K. Okay.
Yeah, I guess it was because she was on. Ayalda was on her show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because basically she wanted to comment about something she had said earlier on the Breakfast Club, which we could get into that too. But basically Eboni was like, she can't date a bus driver. She's like, not unless he owns the bus company. And then Ayalda was like, nah, it's more like it's what he is on the inside. It's a person. It's not all about the job and this and that and the third. Which Eboni caught a bunch of backlash. But what I think that people do that's wrong is sometimes when you say something in the moment, you might be just podcasting, you might be just doing TV, radio, whatever it is, and you don't fully mean it. I think people got to be cool with saying, yo, I fucked up. Because what she did was she doubled down. And she brought up white supremacy. She brought up a lack of complacency in the Black community. That we're happy bringing home C's and D's, and that parents are raising kids to bring home C's and D's and coddling them like that's acceptable. And it really, she caught a lot of hot water over it, where I think she could have just been like, yo, I was caught in an interview and, I was answering a question. I wasn't answering for the whole entire race, you know what I mean? So don't kind of hold my words against me. But I guess I really want to get your opinion on it because, do you think that it is hard for Black women nowadays, I guess, to find a mate that they feel, because I guess statistic wise, more Black women are graduating from college than Black men. Yeah, it's at a 2-to-1 rate at the HBCUs. I remember sitting in school and I remember being like, yo, I'm getting by because I know how to get by. I figured out how to get by. But this girl next to me, she's smart as fuck and she trying. I'm like, she gonna make some money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Feeling like they was kind of already out of our league, some of the girls that were our peers, because it's just like where they were heading. So I wonder if that's just something that like you see, I guess, maybe in your friendships and your your community and people that in your family are like, do you think that it's Black women are in a position where now their professional careers are holding them back from finding personal happiness? Because I think Eboni was wrong. I was like, what does that have to do with love? What you make, like owning a bus, but is that was something that, and to her defense, she was like, as a Black woman, I have to be concerned about that because she's not 100% confident that the person that she gets with is going to be focused on that. So she feels like she has to be focused on where the money's coming from, focused on how the money's coming. I'm just like, I think you bringing extra shit into something that's already hard to begin with, love, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I guess, and I was trying to like compress it all in a short amount of time for you. But really, what were your thoughts on like the state of Black women's dating nowadays?
I have not heard of this, although I saw like the headline on like an Instagram reel.
Okay.
That, oh, Ebony K. Williams said whatever. But I didn't watch the video. I watched like the first whatever. But I don't know any of the context. I don't know exactly what she said. I knew that she said something about the the jobs of like dudes she dates or doesn't date
or wouldn't
date. And is a Black woman's career holding her back from finding love? I don't think so. But I would imagine that if that number, the 2-to-1 thing, is true, I mean, how, just mathematically or statistically, how often is it that a person with a college degree dates another person that doesn't have one? It just is not, and this is not about what you should or shouldn't do. This is just about what happens. Now, whatever the reasons behind that is, it is what it is. I would imagine that she might have that similar justifications. And this is without me knowing much of the context. So these are things that I've heard of in conversations like, yo, I'm a nurse, I'm a supervisor, I'm a this, I'm a that. And I just can't, regardless of the race of my potential partner, like, it's difficult for me to date people who don't have my lifestyle or don't have my interests. So, and it's not even about status, but I guess we could use status as like a shorthand, but it's like, this is what I do and you do something different. Now, a lot of times it works because you don't want to, if you're a nurse, you may not want to have somebody who works in your hospital or just knows everything about your career. You want to be able to explain, oh, this is what happened today. Oh, let me tell you why that's important and stuff, and like that. And
take from their day stuff that you don't experience.
So, and learn something new. However, a lot of couples meet at work. A lot of couples meet in school. A lot of couples, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I could see how that is. People from two different economic brackets, they experience different things. So if somebody's fancy, maybe they have a bunch of cash for whatever reason, people with college degrees tend to make more money, and they go out to some crazy sushi restaurant and their date's like, man, fry that shit up. And they're like, oh, just try it out. Try out the mahi. It's great. It's the fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit causes a certain level of friction.
Yeah, and it gets old by the 4th or 5th time. You got, a scenario like that. Yeah. Something that hurt my heart about this was like a lot of Black women were like collateral damage in this. People in the comments was like, that's why nobody wants to date y'all.
Wow.
I'm like, yo, where's y'all? Where's y'all? I was Ebony K, the voice of all Black women. Yeah. that was wild. And it's just like, even the conversation started, well, because I think the original statement when Ayanna was on the Breakfast Club, and I'm paraphrasing here, basically something like, she felt like Black women are moving with, in her words, not mine, masculinity, sort of, because they feel like they got to be the breadwinner and that they got to run the household and that they got to do this. So what she, in her opinion, it was like men will come home from a hard day at work and they'll be greeted by basically another dude or someone trying to have the masculine, you know what I mean? And I don't know how true that is, but I have heard, and I've thought of it myself, right? Like,
but it sounds like she wants to avoid that, though. I mean,
I don't like, and that was taken out of context. That was the statement that why Ebony wanted to have the original conversation with her, basically. So it's like, but it's like, so for instance, like in my own thing, I'll be thinking about that. Like, you ever see Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade do commercials together?
Yeah,
they always competing.
Right.
And like I seen a new one, right? It was a bed commercial, and I was like, are they writing that for them, or are they trying to push a narrative about the competitiveness of Black women to their mates? I was just like, and it was like, I was like, because every commercial they got to be competing. Right. She can't just let D-Wade be the man in one commercial. It got it. So I was like, but I really had to think. I was like, are they writing that for them, or like, is Gabrielle Union and D-Wade involved in the creative process, or are they trying to push a narrative of, you get with a Black woman, you better be up for some competition. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, but the fucked up part about it is I really can't tell you. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, and because that is their relationship, so that's the image they've been putting out since they first got together. But it's just like, I don't know. So I was like, I don't. Maybe other men feel like that. You know what I mean? Like my girlfriend, she's not Black, but you know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of her race, I don't know if I'd want to be felt like I'm challenged every time, you know what I'm saying, I come in the house, or for every life decision I'm making, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think I don't equate that with Black women. That's a personality type. You know, there's no broad stroke you could just give out. No one's a monolith.
Yeah, I think people might have an image of what a Black woman should be in their minds, and when they see that a Black woman is successful, you know, whether it's with education or career or whatever else, family or whatever it is, it breaks their expectation. You know, unfortunately, especially for those where the expectation is low, it breaks that, and they're like, oh well, and saying all this crazy shit. But what kind of house in 2023 has some super subservient woman who has to be broke or has to make less than the guy and stuff like that? If on average the guys are making less money, would you want a household where this guy makes not much money and the woman makes even less? Like,
yeah, that was my thing with Ebony K's statement. It's like, and I think a lot of people have the same response. It's like, if you making money, does he have to be on the same level of you, or y'all don't think I could be happy if he make his money, you make your money, and you know what I mean? And
but to be fair, though, when a woman makes a lot more money than the guy, there's a certain level of, you know, for the average guy who's fairly traditional,
it's a role switch.
they have problems with that. Yeah. They just have problems with that. Like, you know, when you're in that situation, sometimes you have to adjust the definition, your definition of the man, the man's man, of masculinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can hold your woman down, but you don't have to make more money than her. You just have to do all the chivalry and all this type of stuff. But
there's so many other things. You take care of the kids, take care of the house, take care, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's love is such a hard thing to find. At 30, I'm turning 39 this month. You just turned 39. Happy birthday, by the way. It's like, love is hard to find. It ain't like we've just been abundant, which, like, you know what I mean? Like, I love from family and friends, yeah, of course, but like that love from a mate, that's not something that just comes every day, and you know what I mean, it's just something to find. So it's like you nitpicking at some nonsense that might be what they call blocking your blessings. You know what I'm saying? It could be something coming towards you and you looking at the wrong thing that really probably in the long run ain't that big of a deal, or probably something y'all can develop together, work on together, instead of writing someone off.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just wanted to I wanted to talk to you about that. And
but at the end of the day, though, you tend to get with someone when it comes to romantic relationship, get to someone who's somewhere in your circle. I guess now with apps and stuff, that's not necessarily the case.
True.
But even with the apps, you filter stuff out. Like, I'm sure a lot of women who, you know, a lot of lawyers ain't filtering, like, yeah, just just send me a bunch of bus drivers on my joint. That's just not what's happening, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know enough context to say that she's right or to defend her, but I do know that that's a thing. Like, if you're at a certain echelon of career, like, you don't want people in some other careers.
Yeah, and it could be petty. It could be you don't want to tell your friends or your coworkers what your
that's the negative part of it.
Yeah, or something like that. Or it could be like maybe you just don't think this person is. I don't equate necessarily what a person does for a job, for their ambition, or for, you know what I'm saying. Like, how many people take entertainers? How many people got to be waiters to become the entertainer they wanted to be? You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I can't just assume because you're driving a bus or you're a sanitation worker, which both are dope jobs with good benefits. So, you know what I mean? Some people give their left arm for that. I can't assume that you're not trying to get anywhere in life just because that's what you're doing at the current moment.
Well, that's what's wrong. Without any context, that's what's wrong with the premise of it, assuming that, like, this person doesn't deserve me. But I think the I guess more benevolent reasoning behind it is that sometimes the difference in lifestyle might just be too much for some people.
Nice. Yo, Keith, we run a little tight on time. So before we get out of here, man, you know, I got a little segment here called Things I Seen on the Internet. And I just want to get your opinion on the hell's going on here. Comes from my guy, Kanye West. Let's see where Kanye. Here we go. My man Kanye West popped out in some old. I guess these were like leggings that also had feet that you could walk around in. But what the hell going on here? I heard somebody say I thought this was AI generated.
Looks like it, man.
Hit or miss, man. You got speculation. You got respect for Kanye's new fashion look out here.
He looked like a stagehand. I don't know if you ever seen like in a live Broadway play when like they be having them dudes moving shit around on the stage and they be wearing all black suits and shit. He looked like all he needs
so
is
they can do it in the dark and shit. Yeah.
Need them little golf balls and look like he doing like a video game or some fucking Jurassic Park or some shit. Like, that's crazy, man. Like it don't even look like high quality leggings either. Like if it was some old Under Armour looking shit or some dry fit looking shit, like this is crazy.
I guess the feet are supposed to be some crazy, like you could walk around on, asphalt and all that. But this is weird, bro. Like when you said stagehand, for some reason I'm thinking like a actor in like Peter Pan, like after the play, coming out to meet his family and shit. Like,
that's what it looks like.
Dressed.
Yeah, it looks like you are like a professional athlete or like you are some kind of physical career or whatever, where it's like you perform physically and on a professional level, and you coming out real quick, you throw your warm-up jacket on, like, hey y'all, how y'all think I did? But he's just going to the store, like he going to Kroger's or something. That's crazy. Looks great though. It looks healthy.
What is Kim's brand? He put on some Spanx.
Spanx, or what's it called? The Skims.
Skims, that's what it is.
Joints. Yeah.
Kim like, oh, he coming from my pockets now. This nigga Kanye,
if he make a line of leggings, that would be some gangster shit.
He just might. I heard he did some shit like he just opened up the new Yeezy headquarters. It's right next to like an Adidas store.
Wow.
And Kanye be on his petty shit, man. But Keith, that's another episode in the books, man. Yo, it's feel like a high school reunion. Like I seen it so long, man. It's a pleasure to rock with you, man. Thank you for taking the time today. But where can my people find you at on social media?
Instagram, me and my _35.
Nice. You can find your boy DJ Playboy on Twitter at DJ Playboy, on Instagram at Pliccapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. Follow Perfect Talk on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio. You can also catch us on www.perfecttalkpodcast.com, the home of the Perfect Talk Podcast, Money Talks Radio, and my radio show, The Night Shift, that I do. Also, check out Ayo Niche and Friends every Wednesday. It's a live podcast I do with my homegirl Ayo Niche, and we catch it live right there on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, all that, you know what I mean? So go check her out, go follow at Ayo Niche on Instagram, and you can keep up with that every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Also, you can find Perfect Talk Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, wherever your favorite podcasts are found. Spotify also, you know what I mean? So go check us out on there, search Perfect Talk Radio. We should pop up, and if not, hit me up. Let me know what's going on, man. Keith, like I said, this past week, I was on the Minority Plus One podcast. So go check that out. Go check out my Instagram. I'm sure I'm going to have some clips on there if you haven't seen them already. That was a good experience. Shout out to Sam Crystal. Shout out to Brittany. Shout out to my guy, Steve. And it's been a while, Keith. I haven't spoken to you. What are you watching nowadays? What you reading nowadays? What you into, brother?
Firstly, NBA playoffs. But aside from that, final season of Ted Lasso. Watching Succession. So Succession's, it's a good show, but when I watch it, it made me wonder, like in The Wire, they speak a very specific language, like their lingo is very unique and stuff like that, but they never explain it too much. They just do it and you just gotta roll with it. You know what I'm saying? This show, it speaks a language that I'm just like, yo, is this how really rich white people talk? And it's difficult. I've been watching it for 4 seasons. It's difficult for me to understand. I just roll with it. Like I just blank out when they get too deep into their shit, but I could follow the general plot and shit. I'm kind of like my son in that way. Like I don't understand everything, but I get I get the general vibe.
You still enjoy the show.
I enjoy the show. Yeah. So honestly, it ain't one of the joints that I recommend to people, but it's one of the top shows on television. Like everybody's watching it.
Final season?
This is the final season, yeah.
Okay. I hear great things about the show. I know people like it, but I do get what you're saying. Like as long as you can keep up with the plot, so to speak, you know what I mean? You don't gotta catch all like when I'm watching Entourage, when Ari be talking some lawyer, some agent talk, I'm like, I don't need to know all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, now
but imagine a show where it's just like 15 Aries just talking, and the dynamic of the dialogue. They do a lot of over speaking, which is cool because it makes it feel very natural. It might be a room full of 4 of them, and somebody might be saying something, and somebody would just come from left field and just say something, like blurt something out, and make it feel natural versus like a traditional show where it's like, got dialogue, yada yada yada, next person, yada yada yada, back and forth. But somebody comes out of left field and like, but shit like that. So I like it. It's cool in that way, and it's a little bit of comedy in it. And that's the part I really enjoy.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, just go check that out. And you said Ted Lasso final season. I started reading a new audio book, The 4 Agreements. You ever heard about that one? Don Miguel Ruiz.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's actually pretty
Never
short.
read it.
Yeah, no, me neither. I heard about it a couple times. And what I started doing now is I have Audible. You gave me Audible, matter of fact. Yeah. I have Mac credit. Huh?
Subscription or?
Yeah. I still got the subscription, but there was between when I got laid off from my job and like I stopped listening to as many audiobooks. So I had mad credits stacked up, and I'm just like, if I hear about a book nowadays, I just snatch it up. Yeah. Like, hey, fuck it. I must have heard it for a reason. So I've heard about the 4 Agreements a few times, and then I seen someone like posted an excerpt of it. I think it might have been Earn Your Leisure, and I was like, you know what? I like this. Let me fucking it speaks to me for some reason. Let me fucking holler. It's an interesting book so far, but I'll give y'all the full review when I'm done.
Dope.
Yeah. But other than that, man, it's great seeing you, Keith. You know what I mean? You got the 2 under 2. Blessings with that. You just celebrated 39. How was your birthday?
Birthday was cool, man. All I asked for is that I wanted a break from childcare for the day. So up until like 4 p.m. on my birthday. So I just went out and just did random shit.
Nice.
I went out to the park, just dolo, just chilling, man. Just like with no schedule, not worrying about, I got to get back to do XYZ. I just went out and did shit. I went to play basketball and shit. I ain't played basketball in years.
That's why.
I got no lungs, man. Lungs is done, bro. Like I was shooting around. I was hitting shots. I'm like, I could get back into basketball. I still have moves. I just got to adjust. I can't dribble because, I'm a millennial. And I'm 39, so when I was learning basketball, I was like, dribble to the hole, get the easiest shot. Now people are shooting from everywhere, right?
The logo.
Even in the park, from the logo and all that type of shit. So I was about to leave, and the dude said, you want to run? Let's do a quick one-on-one. He looked like he might have been about 20. Might have been 20 years old. Oh, yeah, I'll do a quick run. And, like, just playing him, like, he wasn't that good, but, like, he was better. He was better than me. And it's crazy. That's a crazy experience to be like, this dude sucks, but I'm worse than him.
And you're trying to make fun of him, and then you think about your own stats.
Yeah, so my brain is like, do that shit, bop him twice and drop, but like I can't get past him. So I try to shoot, but I don't got a jump shot yet. Like an in-game jump shot. I could do it like when I'm practicing or whatever. Yeah. So but I said, all right, quick game 11, because I'm tired. So let's do a quick game 11. But man, this dude, I was hoping that this dude would just score a quick 11 so I could finish, man. It was 11 zip. Ain't no shame in my game.
Damn, bro. Nah. At least you could, in 5-on-5, you could do that old school LeBron type of defense.
Yeah.
You kind of catch your breath on everyone. But yeah, nah. Nah, that one-on-one is nonstop. Show invited me out. This might have been 2 years ago. Show invited me out to shoot around, man. That was the best workout I had in years, bro. And we was just shooting around, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Jumping, raising your arms and shit to catch the ball. Like all that shit. When you out of practice, like that shit hurt, man. Just shooting the ball, like just flat foot shooting it. I'm like, man, my arm, man, my shoulders.
Nah, if I ever do get a crib, though, I do kind of want to get the home basketball hoop. Because you can just stand there and shoot all day, you know what I'm saying?
Like put it into the ground, or you gonna get
even in the ground, or put the weight on it, or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever they got to do to make. But just to have one in the crib, like as a kid, I never wanted one, but as an adult, I'm like, I can see myself using that just for, you know what I mean, just to stay in shape, just keep your shot up.
Yeah, I mean, it's like getting like a little putting green for dudes from Brooklyn. Like, you ain't gonna get the little grass carpet and just be putting if you're not into it. But basketball hoop. Even if you're not a big hooper, like just nice to just go out and just shoot a couple baskets.
I was driving somewhere. I was in I guess you call it a nice neighborhood. And it was like basketball hoop right here, 2 houses down, basketball hoop right here, and they all pull them out into the street.
Yeah.
So I'm like, couldn't y'all? And it was like, bro, I swear 5 of them. Like it was all like maybe a house apartment. I'm like, couldn't all y'all just play together? Run the full court and shit. Everybody
that's suburban shit, man. I live in the suburbs. That's suburban shit. Every other crib here got, if they got kids under the age of 17. Matter of fact, not even. Like they might have the hoop from when their kids were kids, and they just got the hoop. Whereas when I was growing up, there was the one dude with the hoop in a 3-block radius. Like that's the dude.
Everybody came through to that spot. Yeah,
exactly.
Neighbors is like, nah. If you ain't family, you gotta leave.
Yeah, exactly. There was a lot of that shit. Like, you know, you gotta clear your friends out.
Are they competing with each other? Like, they like, nah, you ain't starting on our hoop, nigga.
Yeah, they parents come out like, you know him? All right, he gotta go. I recognize him. You stay.
He's from the bad part of town. Nah, man, yo, Keith, pleasure doing the episode with you, man. We up out of here. Say goodbye to the people, brother.
Peace.